New York that's a neurologist. And he's living down in Atlanta now. And he used to hang out with Dr. Johnny Moore. And, with Dr. Johnny Moore. And anyway, and he was talking to me and he was saying, well, you know, Johnny Moore, right the day before he died, he had these crackers come into his house. And these crackers came to his house and gave him a shot. You know, for whatever the deal was, but he might have been, they probably done got to him and he was on his deathbed and he just let them do something. But anyway, they took him on out. But I was talking to him and basically he was telling me what the deal was. I told him, I said, you know, I had a real bad toothache back in the spring of the year. But yet, the tooth, it wasn't coming from cold air. You know how the cold air get on the nerve? It wasn't coming from that. It was up in the gum somewhere. And the brother was like, well, I was telling him about it, and he looked at me, because he's a little psychic, and he said, well, what happened was this, because, you know, I was on my hiatus for a while on the vegetarian ship. He said, you ate, he said, what you did is you ate some beef. And he said, the cow that you ate the beef from had an abscess, and when you ate it, you got the abscess. And I knew what he was talking about because he had it right on the head. Now, this is what he said. So, immediately, he must was reading my mind, because I'm thinking of this damn beef that I got from A&P, and it was real pretty and red. And he said, you see, all old meat from the white community, when it gets old, they go and they put that bleach on it, and they clean that damn grease, that grits they call it, and they get it so it don't smell. Then they put that red dye number 2 on it and color it red and pretty, and they ship that shit back to the black community.
And hide the worms. Dye hides the worms.
Yeah. And so I was wondering, because I kept asking Ginger, I said, Ginger, what is going on here? I said, they got a tray with 6 steaks for $3. I thought that's the steak the white man chop shit. I mean, pretty lean meat, no fat nowhere. For $3, I'm just like, what the hell, $4? 7 steaks, $5.99. All that shit is old. Now, you see, all that shit is old. Now, and they ship it in the black community. So, other week ago, I'm hard-headed sometimes. I just do shit just to try that. I was walking down the street, and I was hungry, and I had to wait on Ginger to get off work, because I come and get her from work, and she come down like 10 or 15 minutes later. I was a little early, about an hour earlier. So I said, I gotta wait on her, and I passed by this McDonald's, and they had this spicy chicken sandwich. 99 cents. Now, goddamn, you go to Chick-fil-A and get a fucking little small Chick-fil-A, that shit damn near cost you $4. They had a spicy chicken sandwich, 99 cents. I go in and buy one of these motherfuckers and eat it. 30 minutes later, no, 25 minutes later, my throat is hurt. What the fuck going on? And I didn't tell Ginger. I said, my throat hurt. I went, I said, my throat hurt too. I said, I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from. Spirit was like, man, you know you. That shit you ate. And I went and got some, so I had to go get some vitamin C pause thing. And then after I got it, my throat immediately stopped. But I'm like, what kind of shit is this in this thing? It will make my damn throat hurt 25 minutes. But then again, on the other hand, wait a minute. Something's going on here when damn Chick-fil-A got a look. Chick-fil-A got the smallest chicken in the world. And that shit be $3. They give you some mayo and a pickle. That shit be $3 damn. Now here these people gonna give me a damn spicy chicken sandwich with lettuce and a whole chicken and shit for 99 cents. I said, what kind of shit is this shit here? You see?
And what kind of shit? Spicy because it is though, so you want to.
Exactly. You see? I said, what kind of shit is this? Now, if it was even chicken shit, like I said, it could have been Johnny. But very key. I found the word. It's interesting. Now, let me see if I got it in here. Interesting. this summer I was in New York. I want to show you something. Without the shadow of the doubt, I was in New York this summer. And every time something, you know, and sometimes I get hard here. I want to show you this. I kind of got a little mad because they were selling this book, but I figured the book was too small looking for the price. Yeah, here it is. I got it. Let me see. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah, I kind of figured that the book was too small for the price. But then again, on the other hand, anytime something costs a lot of money, it's just like anything else. Buy this shit. So this little book here was $17. I thought it was a little too small. It's called The Golden Fleece and Alchemy. The Golden Fleece and Alchemy. And I was up at, what's the name of this place? It's East West Bookstore. We went there, didn't we? East West Books up in New York.
What was it about, Bobby?
Antone, no, Antone, F-A-I-V-R-E. F-A-I-V-R-E. What's that?
Is it French?
Yeah, Favre or whatever. And it's called The Golden Fleece and Alchemy. Now, we know that the Golden Fleece story is the slave ship. We know that the Golden Fleece story is the Ark of the Ark of the Covenant. No, excuse me, your Noah's Ark. We know it's a lot of things. Do you know that the Golden Fleece story was written by a guy by the name of Apollonius? Apollonius. Anyway, Apollonius was, I didn't know this, but Apollonius was the director of the damn Library of Alexandria. So this man literally took this script.
John or Paul of Apollonia.
Yeah.
Yes.
And took this script and plagiarized it.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Hypatia, the black philosopher, who taught Apollonius.
And they killed her.
They killed her.
They killed her.
They killed her.
Yes.
They killed her. They killed her. Get the book, Gods, Angels, and Demons of the New Millennium. Because the guy got a whole section up in there on Hypatia.
Is that Lion Milo?
Lion Milo Duquette.
Oh, I got that one.
He got a whole section in there. He goes through the whole story.
Yeah, Kingsley did the first book with her, but he
Yeah.
tried to project her as being Greek.
Yeah, he did the story about her, and they showed how they hate even gouged out her fucking eyeballs, the goddamn Christians.
Yeah.
Saint Cyril.
Yeah.
I think it was Saint Cyril. They
So
cut
this-
her to
yeah.
pieces.
So this shit here,
What was the name of the book?
Gods, Angels, and Demons of the New Millennium. A whole chapter on demons are your friend. You got that? It's got a whole chapter called Demons Are Your Friend.
And this is this is
Lon Milo Duquette.
Duquette, D-U-C-E-T?
D-I-Q-U-E-T-T. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, this guy is doing the introduction is the guy Jocelyn Goodwin. Jocelyn Goodwin wrote a book called Arctos. Did you get that? Arctos.
Yeah.
The polar myth. Anyway, he does the introduction. Now, I'm going to show you something. And I ain't tooting my horn, but I fall up under this damn thing. I want to show you something on what they're saying in here. He writes some things, but in this particular book, the author goes on to say that if you take the word Jason, the word Jason starts rising in the summer solstice. Jason, J-A-S-O-N, July, August, September, October, November. That's a damn cycle. Now, go back and do your homework of when this shit went down. It did. This shit went down with the whole impeachment process, with him admitting that he fucked the girl, culminating on in to the winter solstice, where they did the impeachment right before Christmas. You see what I'm saying? And you will find out it'll line up. There's a certain cycle: January, July, August, September, October, November. Although he admitted to it in August, it still starts the whole dog star shit starts at its meridian in July. But I was saying, I said, wait a minute, these people are pushing to get this. Remember now what I'm trying to say, because this is from last night. Remember now, these people didn't go home for 2 weekends. For 2 weekends, on Saturdays, these motherfuckers met in a row so that they could get this. It's like they, what's the big deal? Why can't y'all come back Monday? We got all year for this shit. But no, they had to get it done based on a certain cycle and a certain,
and the energy.
what you call it? Certain energy. So they had to meet on one Saturday, they had to come back and impeach him on the next Saturday. But this Jason thing in this book here, January, October, November, no, July, August, September, October, and November is the same cycle. Although they impeached him in December, the cycle, the Sagittarius, carries over. You see what I'm saying? That's what the key is. That's what the key is in this particular part. Now, it's interesting because I was wondering, this book cost $17, and then I saw something which is probably one of the greatest things to see in this particular book, because this guy goes through the whole thing. Now, this is the deal now. Listen to this. You know that I told you about this story on how they took all the great energies of the ancient world and they put them in a boat and they traveled to the ends of the earth to find the golden fleece, which is called the woolen fleece. Now, in alchemy, the golden fleece is nothing but the alchemical process of melanin. Okay? Now, in this man's book on alchemy and the golden fleece, in so many words, his conclusion comes down to one word. And I'm going to get you, it comes down to one word in this particular thing. His conclusion comes down to one word. I'm just trying to get a good page. It's all through the back of the book. It's all through the back of the book. And his thing's on perspectives of what this thing is, starting on page 59 in the book. He gives the word CHROYSOMALLOS. CHROYSOMALLOS. Chrysomallos or chrysomelos, which is talking about melanin. Then he goes on and bears witness that the word melos, it also means, number one, it means black. That's in your book, the Nexus magazine. For the people that didn't get the article, the Nexus magazine article, they talk about melos meaning black. Okay? Right? In here, and in Robert Gray's book, Greek Myths and Hebrew Myths. Get your hands on Hebrew Myths. If it's still in print, get a hold of that book. The Greek word for melos means black. It also means apple, which you cut an apple and it has what? Melanin in it. That's what makes it turn brown. And what's the name say? Don't eat the apple. God said don't eat the apple or the tree, which is melanin. It's breaking it down. It's more evident. So it means black. It means apple. And it also means sleep. The word melon means apple, and it also means sleep. You see. It also means sleep. And finally, it is also means Prometheus blood. Now Prometheus, as you know, if you get your pacts with the devil, is your first Lucifer story. You get the pacts with the devil. But if you want to get a much more sophisticated one, get a book called Fire and Ice. You might have saw it. It's a green book. It's called Fire and Ice by the guy Stephen Eldred Flowers. He wrote the book Hermetic Magic. Get Hermetic Magic. But he got a book called Fire and Ice by Stephen Eldred Flowers. And in there he got a whole section called the Luciferian Principle, which he goes into deeper stuff based on Prometheus being Lucifer. But this is more documentation because the word melos means for Prometheus blood, which means melanin. Prometheus is Lucifer. It also means melanin. Lucifer means what? It's the pineal gland, light bringer. The blood of Lucifer is the melanin of the pineal gland. You see? So this guy, in so many words in this particular book, coming from the State University of New York, SUNY Press, State University of New York Press, in this particular book, he bearing witness that the golden priest and all other stuff I told you before, he's bearing witness, but he goes in and he used the word Chrysomelos, which means Christos. And what is in this word is what this shit is documenting is this. They talk about this blood, this anointing, the blood of Christ, so they talk about the oil. And they say Christos, which means Greek for anointed. They don't tell you that Christos or Christ, Christo, the word Christ is, there's another ancient Greek word that they don't use. There's Christ, there's Christos, and there's this other great ancient Greek word called Chrysomelos. It's like a motherfucker cutting some shit off. Yeah. One of the names for Christ is Chrysomelos, but they don't use that shit because if they use that, it means melanin. So what we're doing here, we're dealing with here today, we already know this, but it's always great to find the scholarship. They got an ancient damn word called Chrysomelos, which is short for Christ. I mean, no, which is the long version for Christ. Christ is short for Chrysomelos, but they never use that. That means we got a word of melanin that's lost to history because the cracker is hiding it.
But the Rosicrucian doctrines use it.
That's what
the
they're doing.
Rosicrucians use it.
You are on what you're talking about because the next thing, now it's interesting you said that. It's interesting you said that. And you were on what you're talking about because my next thing was, it was an ancient Rosicrucian word. The Rosicrucians was the people that, they literally are the ones who kept the word within their order. It was an ancient word. Right. But the Rosicrucians are the ones that preserved the word, and it's an ancient Rosicrucian word because I saw it in the Rosicrucian doctrine. Right. He even goes as far as saying in here that it's the Rosicrucian word, which means that the Rosicrucian, the Rosy Cross, that this particular word, the Rosy Cross, that in fact, that the Rosicrucians use this shit, but nobody else, they're the ones that preserved it. But my point is, you don't see it in none of the Greek stuff that they have translated. They literally purposely keep this shit out. Because now he says, but see, even here, this is funny how these white boy does stuff here. Now, on one thing, he gives the word again. Hold on. On Perspectives 59, Perspectives, he starts off with the word Chrysomelos. But it's interesting how the white boy would play on words. Now, this white boy here, let me just go ahead and read something. Look. But look, check this out. Let me read this first to give you something on it. Association with the sun and the fire, he acts as the mount of Agni who created Hindus, the god of Hindus, or the god of the Hindus. While in Egypt, Amun-Ra, hidden god, or sun god, wears the horns of this animal. In association with the cult of Osiris, for which is exalted in the zodiacal sign, the sun feels night has been, the sun feels night has been overcome. And once night is overcome, Chrysomalus is born, you see, from the condensation of a nebula, is the brother of the Lamb of Revelation.
Because the melanin flows at night.
It flows at night. And Jacob wrestled with the angel all night.
That's right.
And in the morning when day broke, he saw what? Pineal, the face of God. Well, in here they say, the Osiris wrestles with the angel of death, because he is the angel of death, all night. And when night is overcome, bam, the next word is Chrysomalus, or Chrysomalus. Now, this cracker double talking, because 1,
takes the flow
2,
of melanin to secrete to become
3,
Christ.
right. 4 pages in the same article, the shit, Melos, comes melon, M-A-L-L-O-S, and the reason why I know this, you get the article from Nexus Magazine. For those people, you need to download that. You want to get the www.com number, get it and take it back and download all 3 articles of the Divine Fire. What's it called? Starfire. Now, hold on 1 minute. We can bear witness to this thing. Right now, I'm going to put this shit on camera. Y'all bear with me what I'm talking about here. You see, because I knew better than this shit. But I want to bear witness, because see, when you building a case of investigation, you have to take shit and you have to take it because they spread it all out. Crack are good for that. Now look at this word. The Greek word in the books, in the Nexus magazine last month, but we got it on the internet, Starfire, the Gold of the Gods by Sir Lawrence Gardner. This was a continuation of the stuff in this particular book. It tells you, look, the Greek word melos, meaning black, and tosos, meaning labor. Now, wait a minute. And he talks about melatonin, the essence of melatonin, which the night means worker. The Greek word means melos. Now, in this perspective, he gives you the word M-E-L-L. No, hold on. He gives you the word M-E-L-O-S. This cracker in the book says C-H-R-Y-S-O-M-A-L-L-O-S. M-A-L-L. He took the E and made it an A. Same shit. It's a play on words. But you can get the word melos. You get the Robert Graves' Greek myth. It's in there, and he says it means apple. So in here, he says melos mean apple. In here, he says melon. It's the same word. It means apple, it means sleep, and it means Prometheus blood. You see. So what I'm trying to say here is, the Rosicrucians preserved it. You're right. The Christianity and all that, they see this word, but they always delete the shit. Because if you get that word, you know the shit means melanin. And number 1, that takes it away from some motherfucker running around in some sheep 2,000 years ago telling you to follow him. Number 2, that takes it from some crackers talking about Christ and all that shit, in the blood of Christ, all that. It's talking about the Christ race. But the shit here is, this little book cost $17 for this little book with about
a wealth of information.
140 pages, but my point is, and half of the pages in the back is pictures. My point here is, that's the way they do it, and they put the high price tag on it because they know niggas ain't gonna buy it. They even got me this summer. I went back and snatched it back up because I said, I know better than that. Now, it's interesting because I was in the bookstore and I found this Henry Corbin book called Avantia or something like that 2 weeks ago. So I found this book. Looking in the book, I said, how much is this book? He looked it up on the computer. He said, this thing is out of print since 1990 now. It just went out of print a couple of months ago. Avanta or something like Avantia or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a black looking book. I said, well, how much is it? He said, this book is $120 paperback
That's the one.
out of print.
Yeah, that's the one.
A book that cost $19 in print a couple of months ago. When it went out of print, he said, you don't understand. He said, these people are looking for this thing, and it's $150. $120 to $150. The girl said 150. He came in and he put 120 on the price, cut it down $25 or $30. Then he said, I'll sell it to you for 25 because he knew I come in there all the time. And I think the spirit must have told him, look, you know, you ain't gonna get no money for this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, how much you sell it? He said, well, I'll sell it to you for 25. I was like, shit, hell yeah. And my point is, it's got a wealth of information and it's got some stuff up in it that I'm gonna deal with also when we go on into the theology of hate in a few minutes.
All right. I'm at the end of a tape.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me change the rule.
Okay, yeah, let's change it. We keep on going. What?
Which is one? Which one?